same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me.
Guys, let me know if you can hear me, guys. No sound still. All right, cool. Let's go back to... That's how long it's been, man. I haven't been on live streaming for a good while. But it looks like... Oh, I'm good now. Brilliant stuff. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the heads up there. Anyway, guys, as I was saying, welcome back to the live stream. Welcome back to the channel. And oh boy, has it been really difficult over the last, probably since Trump took over, really. We had the pump, the side, or the sell side was, thank you, bro, appreciated, Bell. Michael in the building as well. Pratik, all the legends. Mirza there. Thank you, guys. Anyway, we need to talk, and we need to talk about, you know, what's going on in crypto right now, what's happening with Trump. He's obviously pardoned CZ Binance. He's looking to even pardon what's his name? SBF. So Trump is covering all of his mates. What's going on? So let's have a look. I mean, I've got a rude awakening in terms of, well, first of all, let's get through the positive stuff. We might be near the end of the quantitative tightening period. And in my opinion, of course, this was about other things, but the FOMC, banking, the meeting, the CPI that's coming up, that's all going to be quite critical in terms of, I did a video earlier on today and we spoke about it, but in terms of where Bitcoin is right now, right? It's very important to look at what these whales are going to do and how the market is obviously reacting. You've got pretty much everyone short right now. 55%, 54% on Binance. You've got liquidations slightly high to the upside, but I can see a realistic target. If we can get above $115,000, I think the bull market is pretty much back on 117, 118. But for me, they're almost done caring about the market. That is quite Johnny. That is absolutely accurate. I think what we see now with of course with AI as well, we haven't seen liquidity this cycle, right? We haven't seen the markets go bam, bam, bam. And that is the positions that we're in right now cannot hurt us anymore without going into a full, what I call a full breakdown of the entire bull market based on 7 to 10 key metrics. You know, so what do I see happening here? We talked about this. We talked about this chart. Bitcoin dominance here had this massive wick. And we're seeing that the weekly chart on the Bitcoin dominance still very strong, guys. So who's asking Grok? I asked Grok that historically the market crashed before regulation. Yes, bro. You're onto the right thing. When QE comes, QT, and Grok says, yeah, 3 to 4 months after. Absolutely. We talked about this in our kind of private discussions, which is where I've put most of my macro focus on over the last several months. But I reckon we may see this Bitcoin dominance, because at the end of the day, right now, it does really, if you're in altcoins, unless you've got some quality projects, you are genuinely struggling as we stand right now. It is definitely one of the hardest times that I can think of. But we may see Bitcoin dominance actually try to attempt one last time, whether it's a week, whether it's a month, whether it's 2 months, doesn't really matter. But what we're seeing here is if Bitcoin dominance, you can see the RSI has been shooting up significantly. And I think it's going to be a case of actually forming, I don't think this is a quite completed head and shoulders. We like to see an idea here, but it's just unfortunately it's not there. But we don't want to claim back the trend. So what do I think of overall where we are at this stage of the market? It really just comes down to one thing, in my opinion, and that is trying to invalidate the market moving to the downside. Now, if you're looking at the market today, 109, people are saying 105, 107 is the line in the sand. And I do tend to agree. We could wick to 98K, basically. So if we wick down to 98K, clear out some more leverage, and then shoot back up. But anything below 100, or if we consistently break down below 105, in my opinion, I think it's going to be a case of the market topping next year, right? But we do have a small room to run into. We do have a small opportunity for Bitcoin to actually rally towards the end of probably the end of December / Q1, and kind of still be within the 4-year cycle. So when I was talking about double top, it wasn't Bitcoin dominance. Actually, genuinely, when I was talking about this today, Bitcoin, it wasn't about Bitcoin dominance double topping. It was more about Bitcoin itself. Because if you look at the pattern on Bitcoin, you know, we do have kind of small attempts at breaking that resistance level. So if we're looking for these patterns, then we really need to see BTC price just literally falling back. But this ain't some analysts. My analysis came from some people that I kind of talked to about Bitcoin, and we were disagreeing whether this was a double top. What you'll see here, you know, Bitcoin comes up to 124. Bitcoin goes up to 126. And of course, that is what people are saying was the main issue. But I don't think that's the case, because I genuinely believe we have this consistent support of Bitcoin on the 200-day moving average going back to 2023. So that means we need to break the 200-day and the 50-day eventually to reverse things into a bear market. So I don't believe that's the case. I do believe we will get a bull market. The urgency that we want the bull market, I mean, look, you've got, what do you have here? We're just getting transactions alerts or certain transaction alerts. But Bitcoin as it stands right now, it's kind of forming support at this level. You can clearly see this is the new kind of support level that it wicks below, and it's got this uptrend as well on these candles. Now, for me, it's all about the next 3 major events that are going to happen. Really, like in the next kind of, I would probably say the next 10 days, right? So in the next 10 days, you saw what we have. We have actually before FOMC, we've got CPI. So CPI comes on a Friday, guys. CPI is going to be this Friday. Now, why do I believe this is a major problem? So the exchanges always manipulate markets, right? Now, the expectation of CPI is between 3.1 expected, and of course, the previous reading. So we need to be careful this weekend. Still, there isn't, unless we've got something that comes out completely to change the market. That's why you've probably seen more shorts piling into the market. Number two, what we have next week on the 28th is, put this in your diaries, guys, because the 28th is going to be PAL Day. And PAL Day, there's going to be a lot of emphasis placed on his tone, QE. There's going to be questions about quantitative easing, because at the moment, the liquidity in the system is completely dried up. So you've got banks failing, you've got stresses on the financial system. You've got a lot of things that are going absolutely south. Now, in addition to that, today in our kind of Discord, we talked about Besson meeting. So US China. Sorry about my whiteboard, by the way. It just helps me get, So you've got these three things that are going to happen 100%. Now, if obviously a trade deal comes, you can take your bull market, and I believe the market makers will play this. But regardless of tariffs, right, regardless of the T word, the liquidity is, what we need. And that is the Fed pivot. So in my opinion, it is a great time to, first of all, sort the portfolio out into one, very high convictions, because that's what killed us, really. If people don't have their large caps or high conviction plays, or at least one product in your portfolio with a bloody ETF. This is just so that you could be a normal, rational investor, and you could always have something to DCA in, regardless of market dynamics. I've been consistently loading up on Tau before the crash, during the crash, and I'm seeing it's actually holding up my portfolio significantly because we have the halving. So one of the things that kills us is we look at the portfolio and we want to scrap and scrape every single trade to actually make us more wealthy. Whereas if you have a long-term look at this market, it's going to equal to wealth, in my opinion. And I'm happy to always change my thesis. I'm happy to become a better investor, and I'm happy to share that with you guys, because ultimately what kills most of us is buying the trade cryptocurrencies and then holding them. There are a few in my portfolio, and I will share an updated portfolio with you guys. There are things in my portfolio that are not worth the piece of paper they're written on. They are absolutely shitcoins. And the effort that I want to make is, yes, I can trade these. So if something is, say, 90% down, and you can actually do this with your portfolio as an exercise. If something is 90% down, then you need to see what the fundamental is. Now, we know most crypto has no use case. So what I want to do is go through these cryptocurrencies and absolutely eliminate them by the ton. There are 10 cryptocurrencies that I have in my portfolio, and those 10, I will never trade them unless I see the market moving. So these are your Caspers, these are your Taus, right? This is Say. There's things there. This is Sui, and the ecosystem as well. So you could add ecosystem plays, because if these actually do well, and there's few more, there's Ondo, there's Zibek, there's things that you could absolutely buy today, lads, and go to bed. And regardless of what the market is doing, you can actually DC, you can build a culture around it. You can build conviction around it, right? And then there's things that I want to take out of the portfolio that are just basically shitcoins, right? They are either dead let's be honest, not everything that we've traded, not everything that we bought is going to come back. That is just a fact of life. Now we don't know. This week we saw KDA. I don't know if you guys saw the Kadena news, and I'm sorry if anybody holds Kadena, but there will be few more Kadenas coming out. There will be few more Kadenas coming out. So where we make money and where we lose money is our portfolio, and that's our business, guys. So I kind of say to myself every day now, your conviction, right? Your conviction equals to your wealth. And honestly, I can't be happy taking some time out. You know, I wasn't doing live streams. I haven't been doing many videos because the focus has been macro liquidity within the group. So you might want to go, if you want to play the narrative trade. So some of these actually transcend narratives. So it's going to be like, for example, your main L1 or L1s. You could have your main AI, right? So an example here is something you can buy any given Sunday. You could DCA into, you know, whether you've been in Sui, whether you've been in Say, whether you've been in kind of Casper. It doesn't matter, but you've got your layer one. We know decentralized AI has the king, which is Tau, but Tau is pretty cheap now. If we get a good kind of pump, may do up to, you know, $2,000 maximum this cycle. We may crash all the way back to $100. But I can tell you now, you know, put everything behind this in the bear market. So pretty much you have bear market hit list. If this comes sub $100, which may happen because it is an altcoin, this is going to be a major plus. If we sell it, say, 1,500, 2,000, we come back, we buy this thing around $100, $50, whatever the crash is, you will make generational wealth. You just have to be a little bit patient because this thing here, we directly comparing this to, you know, ownership of the stock market where AI is dominated by the big guns as opposed to a decentralized AI cryptocurrency or blockchain that is building real world businesses on top through the subnets. And all of a sudden, 4 years time, right? If you accumulate, and this is why I say to people, look, it's always good to refine our strategies. It's always good to look at things, not just now, but have a longer term view, right? So you might want to position yourself with your L1s, your AI tokens, and then you might say, in my opinion, both AI DePIN, and I should add AI/DePIN here. These are the cryptocurrencies that will actually have longevity, regardless even of the AI bubble, because number 3 would be RWA. Now, RWAs will have, the regulation cycle is now, but RWAs will absolutely blow up post this run that we're seeing now, and they will still blow up today. And then, of course, category number 4, I would probably say memes/gaming, because gaming right now is also a category that has a very high risk, but this category here could make you a millionaire if you play your cards right. And if we get GTA 5, if we actually roll over to 2025 or 2026, it is not the worst idea in the world for making really, really good money, right? So you get yourself into an overarching, say, general purpose blockchain, which is your L1. And then, of course, finally, we will see, from time to time, we will see the dexes go absolutely nuclear. And of course, you've got the likes of Asta. That's going to be backed and prompt up. You've got stable coins, stuff like STBL with big money behind it. You've got the one over on base, few on base. You've got Aerodrome, which should really complement any base drop. But I do believe that even the reason why base token hasn't dropped yet is because of liquidity, insider knowledge. They know things that we don't, right? So what I would say, the reason I wanted to do this live stream today was not to focus on any particular cryptocurrency, the market is looking absolutely in a prime position to explode potentially from here. Now, we know the risk to the upside and we know the risk to the downside. So, yeah, I'll take some of your questions, guys, of course. Yeah, smash a like as well. Should be a doctor. Absolutely, bro. Solana is looking solid as well. Nah, should be, man. Dr. Dre, more like it. So bro said, Sol's looking strong right now. ETF approval in the near future. Yes, there is something that I shared with the group over in the Discord. And these are 155 cryptocurrencies with ETFs currently. So I think you've got to have something in that category. But yeah, I do believe Sol, even if we think Solana right now, for me, the next Solana is Sui, right? I've identified it. I've done. Look, I'll give you a quick story about Sui and why retail right now is not paying attention. So the other day, I kind of like, if you use a MacBook, you know, Mac actually slows down over time because it captures all these cache files. So I went to clear up my cache files and deleted a bunch of wallets with their logins. Now, the others, I had to fetch all of their bloody seed phrases. It was really annoying. You know, stuff like Bitensa Tau and all of these other cryptocurrencies, your Ethereums, whatever, MetaMask. With Sui, I had to log in using my normal credentials, which was incredible, absolutely incredible. So this game will free most of us financially, but it's all about A, avoiding trading, and B, building a long-term conviction in a small basket of cryptocurrencies that you're the proud owner of. And I think, look, for me, Solana, I do have regrets there because I did buy Solana at the night of FTX. I literally bought Solana for $8.30, friggin' like unbelievably, but I didn't buy enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, because the consensus was at the time, Solana was absolutely going to the $3, whatever. It was dying, SBF or SP, Sam Bankman or whatever. And Solana will be one of the strongest cryptocurrencies. The ecosystem, genuinely, I hate because of the rug pulls and all of the mad stuff that goes on there. But that's all fuel for the Solana network. For me, Sui will replace one of these top cryptocurrencies in the not too distant future, in my opinion. I think this is going to be one of the greatest cryptocurrencies with an actual use case for the normal person, in my opinion. And if you look at Sui on spot, everybody has this ugly candle here. And this is what really, like, if you had, I mean, congratulations if you had orders for Sui at these levels. This is just absolutely that wick there. Sui came back down to 55 cents. And we didn't really talk about it because this was a time when I wasn't live streaming, but that night I actually was looking at Cookie DAO of all things. And I said to the lads, I said, has Cookie DAO rug pulled? And then people told me, no, the whole market is absolutely effed. But this is one that you can honestly, you would be going absolutely crazy with Sui in the next 5 years, in my opinion. Anyone who's watching this live stream will become a very wealthy person from SUI. Maybe not this cycle. Maybe we'll still get our 10x. Maybe we will hit these highs from these ultimate lows, this candle here or whatever. But make no mistake, man, this is the ultimate retail friendly. I'm not sure what Base are going to come out with in the Base blockchain. Base is very, very much crypto friendly, but I do genuinely believe that the market in the next few years, there is going to be something that happens in the US in 2028, and whether crypto gets a backlash or not, is going to be a very important question, because if they obviously associate this with Trump, you know, regulation could be tighter, but I don't think they'll be able to roll back. I don't think they'll be able to roll back all the powers that the Trump administration has put in place for crypto. It's just way, way better, way better to obviously continue with the current state of crypto. But I am 100% sure that Democrats will come back in and there will be some kind of a crypto backlash in 2028. But it's too far down the line to worry. We've got other things to worry about right now. But from my own personal experience, someone who's able to buy, someone who's able to go to DEX and, of course, trade crypto and, you know, quite relatively savvy with what I do, I was so impressed by this blockchain. This blockchain is like it's like an apple, right? So yeah, for me, it's a no-brainer. But there is something else I wanted to share with you today. An important report came out called The State of Crypto. And this was actually one of the best reports. It's AI16's report, and we need to talk about this. We really need to talk about this because everyone right now is fearful, and everybody's like, okay, you know what, crypto is absolutely. But this is one of the most important reports, and what it does is it kind of lifts a lot of the doubts for retail, because we are, you know, a report like this is not a retail report. This is an institutional based report. And what can we draw from here, guys? So again, what I'm telling you, do not invest in shit alone. Do not, you know, be wise with your capital. Of course, trade what you can. If you're trading, take the friggin' profit, sell, right? I did a video back in July and in August, and I was saying, guys, they're going to trap us, because ultimately it is not a, let's go banner here. Wait a second. By the way, guys, smash the like button. The like bottle should be smashed. Anyway, let's continue with this, because again, a lot of you are fearing where your money's going, because this is, let's be fair, it has been a bottomless pit where we just kept on filling it. So let's have a look at this. I can guarantee you now, most of the what I call the mainstream retail investors are not looking at a report like this, because the State of Crypto report is basically an indication or a signal for TradFi and other institutions to have a look at crypto and see crypto in a snapshot. So where we get the brunt of it in rug pulls, and we scrape the bottom of the barrel with the trades and all of that nonsense. What this is looking at is overall the holistic performance of the market, and perhaps areas where we haven't actually looked into, right? Areas where we were way too smart for the market and we were too smart for our own good. So let's have a look at this. So let's recap the last 3 years. The industry, traditional finance incumbents, and that's the key word right there. So people like Visa, BlackRock, Fidelity, JP Morgan. So this is what we call the institution. And every retailer will tell you, yeah, this is it, man. It's an institutional-led cycle. But what do you actually exactly mean? Now, the technology itself, right? So challengers like PayPal, Stripe, and Robinhood are offering crypto products. Okay, positive enough. So transactions. So blockchains now process over 3,400 transactions per second, 100x growth in the last 5 years. So we want to know, we always want to know, are we in a burgeoning industry or a thriving industry or a permanent rug pull? And is the dot-com bubble, as and when the bubble busts, who's going to survive out of what we know as the blockchain? Because believe me, there will be a crash at some point of epic magnitude, and that's going to be led by the AI bubble. But have a look at this. Stable coins have grown. We know they're preparing CBDCs. And Ethereum, especially Ethereum, of course, we know the ETF is a record-breaking ETF. The Ethereum growth in market share for stable coins is ridiculous. Now, if you look at this, so what is the key takeaways? If we do summary here, crypto market is big, it's becoming global, and it's growing. Financial institutions are embracing crypto. Stable coins have become mainstream. It's no longer back alley talks about CBDCs, or they want to take over our crypto. No, there are genuine stablecoin projects that are backed. I've mentioned one there, STBL, with the Tether founder. There's so many of them, right? So I want you to feel good about your industry. You may feel bad about the numbers now, but I want you to understand this is a global industry that's actually, and we talked about the Fed as well. Fed Waller, I've been talking about Fed Waller since 2024. He is pro crypto, and he is potentially the replacement for good old JP. Blockchain infrastructure, almost ready for prime time. Now, I love that because it's not ready, but almost ready. We've got a few big bills and whatever coming. There will be hiccups along the way. But if you and I are talking tonight and we're saying we want to become multimillionaires from cryptocurrency, the whole thing hasn't taken off just yet. Okay. We will talk about Axelar, because Axelar has, you're now buying Axelar at 3 or 4x below seed rounds. And it will have a bull market because it is an institutional coin. So we will talk about that. Crypto and AI converging. Now, of course, you saw the competition that I was talking about between DeepSeek and Grok and Claude and all of these different AI LLMs basically fighting out with the $10,000 initial investment, and they out trading each other basically. So where are we today? In 2025, total crypto market cap, yes, we did cross that threshold for the first time. The progress is there. And then crypto mobile wallet users have reached all-time high, 20% from last year. Now, mostly, of course, is driven by these shitcoin wallets. Solana wallets everywhere, but it is absolutely a shift in the space. Regulation environment, okay? So the regulation now with Trump, again, I do see for every kind of what I consider to be a macro bullish aspect, you've got to pinch yourself and know what could derail it. And I do believe the 2028 American election, we're already at 2026, right? So that could be, depending on who comes back in, whether the Republicans come back into power or whether we get an aggressive regime, Gary Gensler type of environment. But regulation has now, it is widely accepted, bipartisan in the United States, the most important market, that the regulation is going to be supportive. So it's not like they're going to come in and say, cut off the switch, right? That's why we got the Genius Act and all of the other crypto bills. So accelerating adoption in technology for stablecoins, for the Fed to finally have their conference on DeFi, that's pretty big as well. And it's not something that we're going to talk about now because, of course, now the debate is, will we go break all-time high versus will we go back to 98K or 90K or whatever the permutations are. But I want you to open your eyes because there is a purpose here. And the purpose is everyone on this live stream is going to become a very better off person by actually opening their eyes, buying quality, and then gambling at a very small percentage of your wallet. Traditional financial assets are emerging use cases, and that's what the Fed said. So I really like this because the crypto market develops in cycles, not just narratives, but cycles. Loop between prices, developers, and users. And everything is to the right. Fair enough. We did have this challenging environment with Trump's devaluation of the dollar. that has led gold to obviously go and break. Gold is absolutely an indication of the state of the market. But there is growth in DeFi. There is massive growth in ETFs. And that's why I said there are ETFs. And by the way, every single project, in case it's not obvious, can have multiple different ETFs. Some people don't know that, but, Solana has the most. And, Bitcoin and Ethereum, have the most. And then the likes of Solana, AVAX, Chainlink, these all have big ETFs. So we estimate that there are roughly 40 to 70 million active crypto users, with an increase to about 10 million over the last year, right? So in their own analysis, of course, they went through their methodology. But check this out. This is a fraction of the estimated 716 million people who own cryptocurrency, up 16% from last year. 716 million people now own crypto. These are crazy numbers. It's also a fraction of approximately 181 million monthly active addresses on chain, down 18% from last year. That's also quite interesting because, of course, this year has been probably, it doesn't feel like a fourth year of the fourth year cycle. This actually has been a bear market by all intents and purposes. The gap between passive crypto holders, people who own crypto but don't transact on chain, and active users or who transact on chain, represents an opportunity for crypto builders to reach potential users. So this is crazy. Like 40 million active crypto users monthly. That is global 700 million. There's going to be 1 billion people on crypto. Of course, Coinbase is going to go mainstream. It's already going mainstream, but it's even going to get better with their token. And these are crazy metrics, but we are still very, very early to cryptocurrency in terms of the overall where we are in the market. So mobile wallet usage, an indicator of on-chain activity, is growing fastest in emerging markets like Argentina, Colombia, India, and Nigeria. Now, India and Nigeria, we know, of course, crypto is big in developing countries, but, you've got almost the population of Nigeria is about 300 million. India is the largest population at 1.475 billion, something like that. So it's just overtaken China, by the way. Argentina has obviously 16x. No surprises there. The economy has not been doing well. People are being forced to transact in crypto. Meanwhile, indicators of interest tokens skewed over time. So if we look at this, crypto is global, but on-chain activity is growing fastest in developing countries. Now, that's what we want. You don't want crypto to be in the States or in Europe, where it often faced heavy regulations. These growing economies have cash flow, right? They are less reliant on traditional banking credits. So business people have, if you've ever done business in, say, places like Nigeria, which I have, cash actually exchanges hands. So if you have all of these new emerging markets, it is going to be, and they're going to be bringing hundreds of millions of people, if not billions of people, then the next 5 years, guys, wake the F up. You don't want to just rub your wounds right now. Whatever money you make in this cycle, whether you 10x your portfolio, 5x it, whatever you do, look after that money, because things will get very, very hard, and rich people will be made as of tonight from this live stream, from what I'm seeing on chain and what's going on in crypto, right? So mobile wallet usage, so you've got traditional countries, plus you've got emerging countries, but you have the United States here in the dark blue, right at the bottom. Then you've got massive, like I said, Nigeria is like 300 million people. You've got India there, 1.2 billion people there. Then you've got Colombia, Argentina, Thailand has a sizable population. Philippines is massive. Pakistan is actually huge. It's top 10 population globally. Then Indonesia is also incredibly huge. And then you've got Peru there, perhaps more mining opportunities with the renewable energy. Token-related web traffic Australia here. Average, big up to all the Australian brothers and sisters. Australia here leading the way. Massive, of course, country in terms of the landmass, but average web traffic from these countries are all there. South Korea is another massive one. Of course, then you've got most of the developed countries in that. So Bitcoin's still more than half of the entire cryptocurrency market at the time of the all-time high 126, and of course, meanwhile, Ethereum, Solana have recovered much of their post-2022 drawdowns. And this is why I look at reports like this, because not only will they tell us where we are now, but where we're likely to go in the near future, okay? So anyway, it is a fascinating report, and this was obviously something that I wanted to share with you guys. That's why I did the live stream tonight. Crypto is a multi-chain with Ethereum and L2 Solana. But look at Base, right? These are the top blockchains. And that tells us something right there. Base is just not to be effed with. Like, it's insane. Then we've got blockchains by monthly open source developers. These are, what Base does is obviously build on Base is huge, and their grants are quite significant, okay? Financial institutions embraced. So these are some of the, so these players are just only entering now. So if you're feeling bearish tonight and you're thinking, shit, man, I've just thrown 4 years away, what's going on? These are the people that are coming in just now. So Q3, we saw Visa. Q2, we saw Citibank. And of course, Q2, we also saw PayPal enter the game. So these institutions are coming in. That's why we feel like, people like PayPal and Shopify, and a lot of them are doubling down on their payment infrastructure. Now, I do have a problem with this, because this also represents the fact that a lot of these have their own blockchains, right? Some of the largest institutions embracing crypto: Circle, Stripe, Revolut. We know this. Institutional capital flow, Bitcoin, of course, and Ethereum dominate this. And we can see periods where the ETF outflows, September, for example, was really, really bad. Publicly traded treasury companies. Now, this could be MicroStrategy. I talked about MicroStrategy today, guys. This is one to watch, because yes, it's positive. You've got, everybody saw what happened to, for example, NACA. I think NACA were taken over by somebody else. But a bear market in crypto could be one of these overheated holders of publicly traded or treasury companies, especially MicroStrategy. So will they try and liquidate them at some point to cause a monumental bear market? Potentially, but it is something on the table there. So yeah, all in all, guys, I will drop this report in its entirety. You could obviously get that from the Discord if you are there. But I do believe the noise versus what's happening is very, very interesting. Big players are coming in, retail's being squeezed out, people are selling their bags, and this is just the start of crypto adoption, in my opinion. We've got 700 active users, million. I think crypto will be a couple of billion in the next 5 years in terms of the total number of people that transact and trade in crypto, stable coins, and other factors. So yeah, man. And this is what the Fed was talking about, right? Fed Wallet is telling you, yo, we think DeFi is amazing, because all of a sudden, crypto is going to keep the dollar supremacy. But yeah, read this, of course, in your own time. It is a fascinating report developed by or released by AI 16. And this is where, for example, I did, when I talked about my video on DePIN, why I think AI and DePIN will be the next kind of $1 trillion crypto infrastructure, my thesis was the next big kind of use case for crypto, especially after you saw what happened with AWS. A lot of these are using AWS, But I don't think it's going to be things like helium, because helium has, obviously, Elon Musk has saw that problem and has solved it. So whereas everybody was bullish on helium, on the blockchain, in terms of the mobile phone space, SpaceX can actually literally just start dropping these everywhere in orbit. So they're going to be like more computational providers, DePIN projects that provide AI computational power. So yeah, get into those really, really early and get those. Yeah, guys. So meme coins. 13 billion meme coins have been launched in the past year, a symptom of crypto's lack of regulated market. And if there's one area in crypto that will potentially be vulnerable to a regulation, in my opinion, it's going to be meme coins. But for now, we can trade them. And of course, we can get rugged. And occasionally we will do a 10, 20, 30, 100x meme coin. That obviously NFTs are the total opposite. You've got volume in 2021, 22, and you could just safely say NFTs are dead. But monthly active buyers of NFTs actually is obviously not down. A lot of it is Ape Chain, right? Naturally, that's where you would go for your NFTs. And then blockchain now process more than. So let me tell you a quick personal story here. So I live in the UAE. I bank in the UAE. I also have my UK ties. So I go to the UK. I have a Revolut account. For anyone that's interested, that allows you to use stable coins globally, right? Through your Revolut app. It's absolutely insane. So you can solve that problem if you wanted to use stable coins day to day and pay for your tea, coffee, petrol, or whatever you do on your day to day. You can actually use it through a crypto app. So blockchain's processing these transactions has actually been positive for me, net positive overall. And yeah, man, let me come to the chat. Let me see what you're all saying. And then, so yeah, let me take this report away. So guys, I would probably, let's go to, there was big news on Cocoro, right? I believe the issue has now been solved. For any of the community members holding Cocoro, I saw something today that should have been pinned. I'll share that news with you, but it looked like it looks like this will be resolved sooner rather than later. Big up to the Cocoro army there. We got support from Jake Paul, but hopefully this should be resolved. I did retweet something earlier, if I'm not mistaken. Boom, boom. And big up to Arena too as well. Great interview there with Habib Nurmagomedov. This is a project that's launching that actually is a football-based project where you basically build. You know, these guys are pushing it anyway. I think it's going to be really, really good. It's called Arena 2. Co-owner of your favorite team for 99 euros. And it's going to be interesting, man. I think this is, we'll try and get these guys to come and talk to us. The project, I think, is not live yet. It's on pre-sale. Don't just watch the game, own it. So that's something else I'm looking at. Let me just take through back in the building. Yeah, bro. See, $1 billion question. When is Altseason? I think Altseason is gonna be very soon. Meteora finally launched. Brilliant. Can Lofi reach all-time high? I hope so. I think Lofi could hit $1 if it takes a small share of the potential SUI growth. But so far, it's actually not been the weakest of. In fact, it's been one of the strongest in the SUI blockchain. What's up, brothers and sisters, and everybody else in the building? Belter in the building. Good to see you, Bale. Yeah, they are almost down corner in the market. This is pretty good, yeah. Regulations, quant, multi-chain, super dApps. It's the new internet, absolutely. Here, let me go through the rest of this. Big up to Alexis right there. What else we're looking at? Base native token, absolutely. It's going to be massive. Yes, they did, brother. They absolutely did. Which neighborhood in Dubai do you live? I want to be your neighbor. Yo, are you in Dubai as well, brother? Let me know, and I'll give you the info, man. Shy from Casper, what's going on, Mr. Gregory in the building? Was warning us about Kadena, and we did not listen. Then Kadena rug pulls, and of course, yeah, it's difficult to say right now. Nano and Chia are the next. Also, Casplex team is next. What do you think? Yeah, it's difficult, bro. Like I don't think, you know, I haven't actually done enough research into that situation, but it was obvious from last cycle, right? So for those of you obviously who followed Kadena for a while, because I do love my, you know, the purest form of cryptocurrency is proof of work, and I know they had some. Sorry, not Kadena. Yeah, this is really sad. I mean, the demise here is absolutely. Skip. Why are you skipping me, man? The demise of Kadena is, you know, for the investors is just literally is so sad, man. Like, really, this is what happens, right? You know, if you go to any cryptocurrency, because crypto projects are the market has been difficult. And some of these, of course, they cease in all business activities, and the maintenance of Kadena. Immediately, we regret to obviously, you know, we are tremendously grateful to everyone. What do you mean? What about people's money participated in our journey? We regret because the market conditions. This is just this is a team that's coming out to admit this, but this is not the only team. I can guarantee you right now. Many cryptocurrencies. And again, if in doubt, go to safety. Top up the core. No need to give anybody the money unless you know it's going to give you a return at some point, in my opinion. Over 556 million KDA remaining distributed mining rewards, continuing until 2139. You know, they've come out, obviously, we're tremendously grateful for the members, community, partners, blah, blah, blah. But, yo, that's a warning. That's the first to fall, right? First big one to come out and say that. At least they're being straightforward, you know. The market conditions are going to claim, and they may not obviously come out now and you know, big up to these guys for, you know, they could have stayed quiet. You know, rug pulled it, which they probably made enough money from this anyway, but it is very expensive. We retail just only see the, when I talk to project finders, you know, founders, the pain and the money sometimes running these projects is astronomical to market them, to keep them relevant. And of course, when you give exchanges tokens, exchanges also play their role because they don't give a shit. You know, they'll market make, sell their share. But this is obviously, in my opinion, the first of many that will fall. Happy Thursday to you, my brother there. It is great to see you. Now, Axelar, I love AXL, but AXL obviously, along with the market, has not really had the best of times, but it is under $200 million and 18 cents, a price it's never actually reached ever before. There we see bear market conditions back in 2022. Axelar, the cheapest you could buy it was for 44 cents. Lowest it's ever been here, 31 cents. Right now in 2025, one of the most important projects. And again, you know, Layer 0 is run really, really well. But this is a tremendous opportunity, in my opinion, for a multi-cycle coin with a crazy potential. But when you see the volume of AXL down to $8 million with a TVL of nearly $1 billion, that should tell you all you need to know, right? It's a great time to own something that's not going to fall. In my opinion, the bridge with the likes of Sui, 100 projects plus. So yes, let's have a look at Layer 0. Because Layer 0 is also run pretty good. And basically the same market cap, but look at the strength. It's always been because of the supply, right? So all-time high, 50% down, but it has remained relatively stable. So it's got fully diluted market cap of 1.7 billion, whereas AXL is fully diluted. Very important projects. The other one is Wormhole, and I think these will do very well. Fundamental infrastructure for cryptos. Once the AI bubble pops, it's Tony, you are on the money right there. Nastiest bear market, which should play well for us. That is absolutely spot on, man. It is absolutely spot on. What do you think of crepe? Crepe, I just had that for breakfast. I don't plan on eating crepes. Up 5%. What is crepe? $50 million market cap. It's already pumped. 3 million in volume. Yeah, this is already run, brother. What is crepe? Pancake, of course. Yeah, this is gone. Regardless of what it is, I think it's gone. If we talked about this at this level, back in August, back in September, even as late September before this pump, or even here, it's gone, in my opinion. So I've got no love for these cryptocurrencies. Absolutely none at all. It's all about what we can make. And again, it is probably to do with the Binance season, of course. And is it on Binance? I think the way it's actually pumped is... okay. So that could be... What's the volume here? 3 million pancake swap. So yeah, it could potentially pump again. Donald pardons, okay. But it is because it's with that narrative, I don't really see kind of the upside unless they list it on Binance, which is another ball game altogether. Axelar is a fundamental, you can't, people don't understand what it really means in terms of crypto infrastructure. So hasn't really, compared to its TVL, compared to its initial coin offering, that thing, I mean, people bought that for $1, right? Early rounds. So if you can imagine, Deutsche Bank use Axelar, XRP uses Axelar. So I'd imagine if there is a season where we get a season where we get, of course, we get the narrative back and big money wants to rotate out of their Ethereums and Solanas and XRPs or whatever. Axelar is in a basket of cryptocurrencies, including Arweave, which is the most underrated. Of course, the people don't like storage, but we will have a narrative. But this is now, what, $3.90? These are the charts, man. These are the charts that keep me awake at night because I want to buy more of these charts. These are all-time lows. Axelar's all-time lows, man. 440. You've got 390 as the price, right? You've got to go back to 2019 to buy Axelar at the, Arweave or even Axelar at any time for the past, 5 years, 6 years. So there will be a basket of cryptocurrencies that are going to be very important. Right now, they may be $200 million market cap, the likes of Arweave, Axelar. These were stable over $1 billion. So right there, it's just screaming at 3 to 5x without even doing anything in a bull market to get back to $1 billion plus. And then you've got Valhalla to go, bro. Yeah, we need to link up, brother. Yeah, my permanent residency, my house is in Abu Dhabi. I have an apartment in Dubai, downtown. I also have an office in Dubai, and I come up to Dubai every now and then. So yeah, why not, man? Kita. So next question is about Kita from my brother Bell. Now the thing is, we had myself, I think Crypto Hammer in my group. KTA was a massive, we had an amazing entry for Kita. So for me, it's going to go absolutely, it's going to blow up more with Sui. Now, one thing that I don't like about it is the pumps are real, the dumps are real. So boom, 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 boom. It's really choppy. The whales move in and out. I have seen this on Nansen DeFi quite a lot. And the whales do absolutely go in and out. So you can see here it's performing relatively well and compared to the market, and has actually bottomed like 25 cents here and shot straight back up. That was the big dump that we had. So at 54 cents, man, this is a decent cryptocurrency. It does have, let's have a look at the tokenomics, of course, coming up to that now, 50, almost just under 50%, 43% circulating. I do believe it'll do very well. Kita is a very good option. And I think with base season, it should really do well, because most of the whales that are in this are, they hold several different coins within the base network. So I do think that it has actually shown. We gave a buy alert around here, like it was 9 cents. I think it was. I was actually even being picky, saying that it's now just coming up to 10 cents, but should it go back to 7 or whatever, you should buy it. And then it went on to do absolutely astronomical numbers. But it should be a good one. What's your thoughts on it? And then thoughts on Alf. Now, Alf is, let's see if there's any Kadena. Let's see if Kadena community decide to back Ethereum at $15 million. It will definitely, we welcome that. I still hold a bag of Alf, and but the chart is nothing to shout about. Like literally, there's nothing to shout about. The team have done very well because they attend important events like Token 24. And of course, then AI tech. I think AI tech will be a very good cryptocurrency. I'm actually seeing AI tech do more in terms of AI agents than I'm seeing the good old data center, the old man, and all of that. I think it's now becoming very clear how they've positioned themselves. And it does have a pretty prominent AI agent, Agent Forge. So we haven't seen the last of AI agents, in my opinion. And introducing Forge. Forge is an all artificial intelligence platform designed to empower, innovate your business and content creators. Deploy powerful AI agents with intuitive interface, range of ready-to-use crypto integrations. I think, look, this is going to be AI agents in general. Anyway, I think when you go to the App Store now, you just get apps, right? I think there will be centralized places where you buy AI agents. You know, companies, the NBA, the Premier League, like everyone is deploying AI agents. And I think if they start marketing Agent Forge, I see this being as one of their best chances to really pump, because these agents should be pretty good with their computational power, right? So yeah, I think AI tech should be listed on Binance at some point, and their burns are going well. So 13 million burns, good marketers, but it's one of these, it's one of these charts. What you need is a last leg of some kind of a push towards the not even the previous all-time highs. Let's get above this level. I've always said if it goes above 15 cents, I think AI tech can do well. Take a few more here. Yeah, the money market, it's a clever marketing tool. Yes, we have the $7 trillion sitting around in money markets with rate cuts coming. I think that will be triggered because the Russell also is a kind of an indicator of that in a way, the micro stocks. But I think it would be massively triggered once we enter QE. So right now it's all about, quantitative tightening and uncertainty, but I don't think the rate cuts alone drive that. I think you need to have some kind of a policy shift with the Fed. So yeah, guys, look, what time is it? It's 1:30. We've done just an hour, but SAI, yeah, definitely. Look, AO is going to be the bullish on Arweave. Absolutely. I agree with you guys. Few more questions about projects, but let's do another live stream. I hope you enjoyed it tonight. And yeah, do let me know in the comments if we should do a live stream tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be big. It's going to be huge tomorrow. So here, CPI data, I'll be posting that in the Discord. Thank you, guys. God bless you. Good to be back. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.